Yes, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, Newspaper Review on Citizen 93.7 FM, Abuja. My name is Lawrence Omoite. Thank you for joining us. Yes, as usual, we will be taking that trip around the pages of the paper this morning, and all the stories, at least those ones that are available to us this morning, we will make it available to you. And during the second half of the show, we will look at some of the items in details. And we start off right away from the front page of the Guardian newspaper. Okay, and it leads with this story. Probe 57 billion naira missing in humanitarian ministry, Sarab tells President Tinubu. And NDLEA naps businessman for ingesting 90 pellets of cocaine. Army recovers 80,000 liters of stolen diesel in Niger Delta operations. And CDHR marks 1,000 days of Bamishe's unsolved murder, demands justice. And federal government seeks collaboration on policies to drive green economy. And minister lists poor power supply, others as obstacles to growth. And group faults, but the judge over comments on Atiku's presidential bid. And still staying with the Guardian newspaper, U.S. FDI inflow to Nigeria has increased, says Consul General. That's the foreign direct investments inflow to Nigeria. And the national question, stakeholders honor Akain urges federal government on elements of nationhood. And the governor of Cross River State, Governor Tu, says he is committed to national electrification mandate. And PSC lauds detectives for rejecting 174 million naira bribe, recovering 10 million from commuters. And Governor Sanwo-Olu pledges good environment for business. In Enugu, Governor Mbah to host 23rd National Sports Festival. Lagos State takes over EFCC's forgery case against Alakija daughter-in-law. Southern Kaduna community seeks military base to curb banditry, kidnapping. And Akwa Ibom others probe into boarding schools after viral video of poor meals. Police in Nasarawa arrest suspect for defrauding job seekers. And also police arrest witch doctor, suspect for armed robbery, kidnapping in Anambra State. All right, we move on to the Tribune newspaper, and the story has been trending in the last 24 hours. Buhari, Tinubu never prepared for governance. That's according to the Catholic Archbishop of Sokoto Diocese, Bishop Matthew Kuka. Nigeria has saved $20 billion from subsidy removal, according to the Minister of Finance. And also, Dangote Refinery reduces petrol price for oil marketers. And creative economy critical to my diversification agenda. This is coming from President Bola Tinubu. And CCT chair abused his office, should resign. That's according to Femi Falana. And we move on to the leadership newspaper now. Experts differ over safety of GMO foods. APC chides Makinde over alleged conversion of library to shops. Wow. PDP governors urge federal government to review harsh economic policies. And we move on to the Daily Trust newspaper now. And the paper leads with the story, how senators misinterpreted constitution to endorse CC chair removal. Okay. Presidency lobbies National Assembly over tax reform bills. Dangote refinery reduces PMS price to thank Nigerians. And former President Olusegun Obasanjo says, I could have been a drug addict. Okay, thank God he wasn't. He ended up being one of the greatest Nigerians in history. Okay, we move on to the Punch newspaper now. Reps may clash over Tinubu's $2.2 billion fresh loan on Tuesday. And still staying with the Punch newspaper, Oyedepo's jet can't leave private airstrip without clearance. Keyamo. And Buhari removed ex-CJN Onoge to perpetrate electoral mischief. That's according to Ike Clark. And about Benin to withdraw suit as Okpebholo restores rights. Discos may move 3 million subscribers to estimated billing. INEC blast PDP governors over Edo poll manipulation claims. Okay, we move on now to this day newspaper, and paper leads with the story, review economic policies to end hardship, PDP governors. Oil marketers strike deal with Dangote for daily supply of 28 million liters of petrol. And President Tinubu says creative economy cornerstone of our administration's diversification agenda. All right, we move on to the Sun newspaper. And the paper lists with this story, domestic refiners opt for oil import as Naira for crude policy falters. Okay. O2 chairs National Electrification Committee vows to deliver on mandate. Anambra attracts $500 million funding commitment. And so on and so on. All right, let's take a look at what let's move on to the penpushing.com.ng, and the medium has several stories for us to look at this morning, and we have this story from the paper. MC Olomo's loyalists allegedly attack journalists, disrupts conductors' inauguration. And still on pen pushing, International Press Institute Nigeria chapter holds annual Congress in December. Okay? Still staying with the paper, stakeholders converge on Abeokuta to strengthen child survival initiative. That's coming from penpushing.com. And Enugu State government offers to provide evidence of Simon Ekpa's atrocities to Finnish authorities. All the stories you can find on penpushing.com. All right, so those are the headlines across the papers this morning. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we will look at some of the stories in detail. Let's stay on Newspaper Review on Citizen 93.7 FM here in Abuja. Please don't get away, the program returns in a moment.
Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks to broadcast a broad mix of culture and views with priority given to development programming to enable residents share ideas and opinions, music and drama. At Citizen FM, we believe in progressive talk and solution-driven conversation. Our aim is to build a united Nigeria by bringing people of diverse culture together through communication. Enjoy listening to 93.7 Citizen FM. We are more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
Need a lift? Feeling low, bored, or confused?
Wants your dream to brightly glow?
Here is what to do.
Women's Corner is waiting just for you.
Education, work, lifestyle, career, mentorship, and family too.
We will tackle the issues, provide solutions, and see you through. Finding your voice, reaching high, and making an impact. Women's Corner, where knowledge can fly.
Join us every Mondays and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. for inspiring stories and practical advice to reach all your glories.
It's Women's Corner on Citizen 93.7 FM, Abuja.
Woman don't suffer, lower everybody.
The Renewed Hope Agenda for Nigeria is the brainchild of President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. It is geared towards renewing the hopes of Nigerians for a better future through its policies, projects, and programs that are aimed towards lifting the GDP and economic growth of the nation by improving standard of living of the average Nigerian. The Renewed Hope Agenda Radio is poised to promote all of the above while enlightening Nigerians as well. Join us every Tuesday afternoon, 2 p.m. on Citizen FM Radio, 93.7, Labor House, Central Business District, Abuja. Renewed Hope Agenda Radio on 93.7 FM. The future starts today.
We believe in this nation, and we know we'll get there. We'll all we have, we'll defend.
Oh yeah, oh my people, make una come gather here. Which kind tori una wan hear on top radio? Wetin dey catch fire on top social media? Bring am on top Make We Talk Am for Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja every Monday go reach Thursday, and the time na 5:10 wey be 10 minutes after 5. Make we talk am as e dey be.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's still Newspaper Review on Citizen 93.7 FM here in Abuja. I wish you could hear what's going on in the studio. Somebody's threatening me and using his powers, his full powers to intimidate me. But then what can I do? And so, well, let me unveil our in-house analyst and also my boss, Mr. Salmon Salami. Good morning, sir.
Very good morning to you, Lawrence. Who is threatening you?
Well, I didn't mention your name. They say the guilty are afraid. Mr. Salami is the Chief Operating Officer, Citizen 93.7 FM. And so you know he has all the executive powers to deal with me in this place. But then, what we always say is that the most powerful man is that man that has all the powers but doesn't use it. So, welcome, sir.
Good morning, Lawrence.
All right, as usual, Mr. Salami will be helping us make sense of some of the stories across the papers today, and there are quite a lot of them that we will be talking about this morning. And we start off from the front page of the Punch newspaper. Reps may clash over Tinubu's $2.2 billion fresh loan on Tuesday. A showdown looms in the House of Representatives this week between lawmakers elected on the platform of the ruling party and their opposition counterparts over the $2.2 million loan requested by President Bola Tinubu. This is as the Deputy Speaker of the House. Deputy Spokesperson of the House, as Miss Lawmaker, Comrade, what was his name? Philip Agbese has declared that the Green Chambers will have no trouble approving external borrowings requests from President Bola Tinubu. The President's loan request was contained in a letter transmitted to the Parliament and read by the Speaker of the House of Representatives. The Senate has already approved the loan request, with the House expected to debate same ahead of its approval later in the week. Mr. Salami.
Very good morning to you, our super citizen listeners, once again. The rep may clash over the request. What is the request? $2.2 million loan. The question Nigerians have been asking is this: what are we doing or are we going to do with the money that we are making from the removal of the oil subsidy and again the flotation of the naira? If, as the government has claimed, that the economy is stabilizing and we have made a lot of money, then the question will be, why the loan again? Why should we seek for more loan? We are not unaware of what the DMO, Directorate of Debt Management,
the Debt Management
Office, what they have told Nigerians, that the debt profile of the country is staggering. Well, I want to believe that whatever decision the Green Chamber will take will be in the best interest of the country. I want to believe as well that Mr. President has the best interest of the country at heart. In between this, let us not mortgage the future of the next generation today. Don't let us eat our tomorrow today.
All right, let's move on to the Guardian newspaper, and the paper lists with the story: Minister lists poor power supply, others as obstacles to business growth. The Minister of Trade, Industry and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Odunwole, has identified lack of reliable and affordable power, access to finance, unreliable infrastructure, regulatory inefficiencies, and limited inclusivity of women, youth, and rural entrepreneurs as major challenges hindering the growth of entrepreneurship in Nigeria. The minister spoke at the 10th annual Institute Policy Dialogue Series on entrepreneurship. She acknowledged the transformative power of technology, which she noted had not only driven innovation, but had also brought financial services to millions and opened new markets through e-commerce. Mr. Salam.
I give kudos to the Honorable Minister. She's part of the power. And speaking truth to power is something that I cherish. I hope that it will not incur the wrath of the government. But the truth remains the truth. Affordable and accessible power supply is germane and critical to socio-economic development. It is lacking, still lacking now. We even heard today that estimated billing will soon come on board after they had promised that we will all get meter. I don't want to say we'll be metered, that we'll all get meter. Honestly, there is the need for the government to look into the power sector because it is critical to the economic development. And hardly can we do anything without affordable and accessible power supply.
Very correct, Mr. Salami. Power is at the heart of a lot of socio-economic activities in the country. For example, at Citizen FM, Mr. Salami, you know how much that has taken a toll on us. Virtually, there are some weeks that we remain on alternative power, and you know what that means. And so many others, not to talk about small-scale businesses, the barbers, the welders, the hairdressers, and so many others who are trying to make a living at the country. It takes 70, 80, sometimes 90% of whatever you're making. And so if that alone is fixed, you will see that a lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of businesses will be back on their feet. And we hope that government, but I was about to ask you, Mr. Salami, you said, the minister is in power, is in government, and she's speaking truth to power. If somebody outside government has spoken exactly what she has said, will it be received that way?
Well, I don't know whether our own too has been received. But the truth still remains that our Citizen FM, we are not part of the government, but we are not against the government. And let me use this opportunity to say that the power supply has been a little bit better and stable in the past few weeks. We've been saying it, we'll continue to say it, that when there is the need to give kudos, we will not hesitate. And when there is the urgent and dire need to be critical, we shall be critical, but we will not be hostile.
All right, you can join the conversation. Our lines are open now. Call us on 0903 2229 797. That's 0903 2229 797. You can also call us on 0818 222205 or 0818 222206. Send us a message. You can do that on WhatsApp on any of the numbers. We will be glad to read your message. Just let us know. All right, we have a first caller here. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Benga from Suleja.
Oh, Benga from Suleja. How's our reception in Suleja, Benga?
Perfect this morning. Perfect.
All right, please go ahead.
Okay, talking about the loan. You see, for me, I usually look at Nigeria. And I've said this time and again in any way I find myself talk about loan. There is nothing wrong for any government to take loan. Nothing wrong. But you have to say, what do you do with this loan? If a government take loan and the refinery start working, there's no problem there. We'll be paying back. At least they will be getting something out of the refinery. If a government take loan and the power sector become perfect, no Nigeria will complain. But when you just take loan, you put it on table, you and your cronies and friends, you share it in the name of all sorts of unprofitable ventures. You take loan to pay salary. What sensible or a government does that? Who does that? You just share this money and put it in your pocket, then the next generation and we, the poor Nigeria, will start paying. I mean, the thing is making me to lose my mind when I hear every time you ask for loan. Is there no means for President Tinubu to generate income apart from taxing people and taking loan? And you said when you talk about the power sector, who said the power sector is improving? The power sector is sinking down as each day passes by. I don't know if the national grid, sorry for people with sickle cell anemia, even though people that have sickle cell anemia is far better than Nigerian national grid, the way they collapse now. I don't know. These are just getting out of hand. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for calling. The number is 0903 22 29797. That's 0903 2229797. You can also call us on 0818 2222205 or 0818 2222206. And our WhatsApp lines, all of them, you can send a message in any of those numbers and we will be glad to receive it. If you're listening to us from anywhere across the FCT, give us a call and let us know how our reception is and also venture into the discussion. It's Newspaper Review on Citizen 93.7 FM here in Abuja. All right, Mr. Salam, let's move on to the Guardian newspaper. NDLEA nabbs businessman for ingesting 90 pellets of cocaine. Okay, let's take the story. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has intensified its clampdown on drug trafficking with a series of operations across Nigeria, leading to multiple arrests and seizures of illicit substances. A 50-year-old businessman, Oshua Christian Iheanacho, was apprehended at the Akanu Ibiam International Airport for ingesting 90 pellets of cocaine. The operatives intercepted him during the screening of passengers arriving from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, on an Ethiopian airline. This followed months of intelligence and surveillance on the suspect. During the excretion observation, Oshola ingested the pellets weighing 2.019 kilograms in 7 excretions. Mr. Salam.
Ingestion of hard drugs. And one thing we have been saying is this, that there is no escape route for any lawbreakers or offenders. And thank God that NDLEA is one of our respected agencies. It's been making this country proud. And we are proud of what the leadership is doing. Quite many people have said it, that if the leadership is okay, is right, chances are that things will go on well. I want to believe that things are going on well in NDLEA, not because of the leadership, visionary leadership alone, but because of the teamwork powered by the exceptional and visionary leader there. We are not talking of no other person than our own General Buba Marwa. The man who has signed out his life, a patriot. And it is for the good of all of us, because we know the effects, the negative effects of drug on the nation. I keep on saying it. Why will people still continue in this nefarious activity, knowing fully well that the chances of being caught is very high? And if not for anything, for your own health. If it bursts in your stomach, all you will see.
End of story.
That is RIP. Straight away. Is money everything, Lawrence? Is money everything? Can money be everything? If you want to make money, is that the only way you can make money? I keep on saying it. That you can make millions in this country without being fraudulent and without engaging in any nefarious activity. Let us shun drug. It is not the way to go. Thank God, you will be caught. You will be caught.
Exactly, Mr. Salami. You know, you were saying when you look at the money involved, it's mind-boggling. And so for some Nigerians, especially the young ones, they think, oh, let me just try this once or twice, I will make it, and then. But the truth is that nobody goes into this trade once or twice and comes out. The lure of the money will not allow you go out. That's one. Number two, you are destroying lives. You're destroying lives across the country. You're destroying young ones in secondary schools. You're destroying lives so many places. Mr. Salami, remember over the weekend we were having some discussion about drugs and Nigerians in prison in Brazil and everything, and what a drug has done to some people in that country. And that country is really, really not taking it easy when it comes to drug issue. If you're traveling from Brazil to anywhere in the world, the moment you land at the airport, you'll be given special searching because of how bad the situation has been in that country. So we cannot overemphasize the importance and the efficiency and the effectiveness and the passion, Mr. Salami, of General Marwa and his team over the years. We keep saying it. The NDLA is not a new creation. It's always been there. So what is different this time? It's about passion, it's about vision, it's about discipline, it's about focus. And when we see a Nigerian institution behave this way, we need to say something about it, because not every day you see institutions of government behave like this. So once again, without sounding tired, we say kudos to General Marwa and your team, and kudos also to our brother and friend Femi Babafemi and the rest of your team for the good work that you do every day in NDLEA.
In actual fact, we should appreciate the commitment of the team, all the management and staff in NDLEA. They are doing us proud.
Exactly.
And let me note that it is not the youth alone. For example, the man in question, the suspect, is a 50-year-old man. Do we say he's a youth?
I say a youth. You can contest for a political party, youth leader. You will become a youth leader in any of our political party effortlessly.
I have nothing to add.
It would have been funny if it was not a serious matter.
It's really, really sad. It's sad. But we thank God that we have someone in there who is really up and doing. He has raised the bar. He has done very well and is doing very, very well. May God Almighty continue to help them and bless them.
Amen. Thank you so much, Mr. Salami. Still staying with the Guardian newspaper, Dangote cuts petrol price to 970 naira for marketers. Ipman takes cue. To ease the burden of fuel costs as the year winds up, Dangote Refinery has announced a reduction in the price of petrol. Meanwhile, the federal government, through the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Heineken Lopubri, yesterday reaffirmed its support for the NNPC and other joint ventures. So let's go to the Dangote story. All right, so according to the refinery, it says this gesture is in appreciation to Nigerians over the years. Mr. Salami.
Well, good news. And I want to believe that this is the beginning of many other good things to come. We are urging the government to fix our refineries. If the refinery, if they work at optimal level and the Dangote refinery continues to work, I want to believe that surely we are close to the end of fuel scarcity. That is one. And if supply is more than demand, naturally price will go down. Then apart from that, the money that has been sunk into the refinery in the name of turnaround maintenance is such that could have given us a brand new refinery, perhaps or possibly bigger than the Dangote own. It is time we begin to ask questions. Are we now saying that the money spent over the years on turnaround maintenance has gone down the drain? No. This is unacceptable. If the refineries are working, surely Nigerians will heave a sigh of relief. And it is the beginning of good things to happen. We are asking President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to ensure that the refineries work. Let it work. We've sunk a lot of money into it. Let the taxpayers enjoy.
All right. There are some people that are even saying, if it's becoming like it's such a difficult thing, why don't we sell off these refineries and let people who can manage it? Because it's obvious, Mr. Salam, in the last 10, 15 years, we've not made headway. Every day, as you say, turnaround maintenance and everything. And it brings us to the discussion we also had about the Ajaokuta project. Mr. Salami, sometimes when I look at that, I wonder, can Nigeria afford to build that kind of project today? Looking at the size, the magnitude of that investment, can we sincerely, if we say, the economist, can we afford that kind of project today?
Do you know this sad part of the whole issue? Not even a pellet has come out of that place. Given the amount of money that has gone down the drain right from the time of Shagari. Are you aware? It is sad. It's a national disgrace as it is today. And up to tomorrow, nothing has happened. It's even sadder the more when we realize that the Minister of Steel is from that state. Perhaps it does not start with him. What we are saying is this: we should now be in a position to say that yes, something good may probably come out of that venture. My dear, quite a lot of money has gone into that bottomless pit.
So sad, so unfortunate. Well, the numbers are still open. You can call us on 0903 2229797. You can also call us on 0818 2222205 or 0818 2222206. We move on to the Tribune newspaper now. Buhari, Tinubu never prepared for governor's cooker. Okay, let's see the story. The Catholic Archbishop of Sokoto Diocese, Bishop Bati Kuka, said that President Bola Tinubu and his predecessor, Muhammadu Buhari, never prepared for governance before assuming power. The clergyman described the duo as product of accidental leadership style. Okay. By delivering a keynote address during the commissioning of the new of a project here, he highlighted a recurring pattern of unpreparedness among the country's leaders. Mr. Salami.
I have tremendous respect for Father Kuka. And when Father Kuka talks, quite some Nigerians, they listen. And of course, rightly so. Because it's not only cerebral, it's profoundly seminal. And he is undoubtedly a patriot. However, one will expect Father Kuka to be circumspect in making statements that will affect or rub off on the sensibilities of some leaders. That President Buhari did not prepare for office, I don't know why he did say so. That President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is an accidental leader, I will not say it's a reckless statement. How will you describe other presidents that perhaps they really prepared and the outcome of their preparedness is not lost on Nigerians? No doubt we have problems. No doubt with almost all our leaders we have issues. But I would rather say that we should challenge them to do more and not make incendiary statements that will generate reactions and that will heat up the politics. We know how we operate in this country. I am very sure that we will get responses probably from today.
Yes, I'm sure that there's a response already. I'm just trying to get that. But while I search for that story, let's look at this story. Nigeria, Brazil pact to boost agric in 774 councils. Nigeria and Brazil have signed a memorandum of understanding that would attract $4.3 billion as a private sector investment in agriculture in the 774 local government councils across the country. The scope of the investment, which is expected to revolutionize agriculture in the country, covers fertilizer production and hybrid seed technology. Also, the MOU would create new opportunities in agricultural financing. Mrs. Salami, we've said this several times, and how we wish that this will become a reality.
Well, let us take it as one of the dividends of the travel our president made to Brazil. I have been saying it, Lawrence. Do we need Brazil to know that we should go back to the soil? We have the land, we have the population, and we have the human resources or the expertise. What are the universities of Agric doing? We have so many of the universities or University of Agric in Nigeria, and we have sound scholars, agricultural experts. We have professors of agriculture and agricultural extension. And when they now said that, well, the optimism is now predicated on fertilizer production, I lost my this thing came down. Yes, hybrid and high-tech seedlings, and we need to make agric business attractive. Nobody will go back to this and Cutlass way of doing things. Agric should be seen as a business.
It is a business.
It is a business. And it should be seen as such.
Very profitable business.
Very, very profitable. Like people, our young ones who say, especially those ones who speak pidgin very, say man must work. Food is a necessity, irrespective of your status. You don't, whether you are rich or you are poor, you must eat. And I want to believe that any country that is unable to feed herself has a serious problem in her hand. Food security is key. In actual fact, when you solve the problem of feeding, you are almost through.
Exactly. And just like you said, in looking at the agri sector, it's not just the production of the crops or the food. What do you do with it? How do you add value? How do you turn it into something else? How do you process? We shouldn't be thinking of exporting cassava to Europe. No, we should be exporting processed food. When you finish the cassava production in Nigeria, what do you turn it to? There has to be value added. That is what the world is looking at now. When you have cocoa, you are now exporting cocoa to the... No, you export cocoa, then you buy back chocolate and buy back all the things with foreign exchange that you don't have. No, we should. You don't need to export tomatoes to the West African coast. No, those times are gone.
Do you know that another issue that baffles and saddens me is the waste? When it is time for orange, you will see orange in abundance. You see rotten ones too. Along when you travel, you see cashew, you see mango.
No storage facilities.
After the session or the season, you don't see anything again. No storage facility. We can add value. Value added. And that is the way to go. Otherwise, you won't get anything. You just get peanut.
Exactly.
As a profit. But if we add value, which is the way to go, unless and until we do that, we will just be receiving crops.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, it's just like selling something for 5,000 and you are buying it in return for 50,000.
Exactly.
What sense is in that? And this has been going on for quite some time. We are not saying anything new. Is it rocket science?
Absolutely not. Okay, Mrs. Salami, before we go, I think I've gotten that story I was looking for. Tinubu not accidental leader. Presidency replies Kuka. And it says the presidency on Sunday said Bola Tinubu was prepared for the nation's highest office and does not belong in the category of accidental leaders. This was according to the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Mr. Bayo Ononuga, who stated in a phone interview with Vanguard newspaper. Ononuga was responding to comments by the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, who said many Nigerian leaders, including President Tinubu, are accidental leaders.
You see, I said it that there will be reaction. And no sooner than he made the statement, they responded. You see, the thing is this. We have passed the level of passing box. Father Kuka is robust, is cerebral, and is a patriot, no doubt about that. But is to avoid what I call, quote and unquote, reckless statements. We should be circumspect. There is the need for us to ensure that we engage our leaders constructively and positively. We should criticize if there is need to be criticized, but the criticism should be constructive.
All right, I guess that's where we leave it at the show today. Thank you so much, Mr. Salman Salami, for your intervention so far this morning. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence Umoiti. And avoid threats. Don't allow people to threaten you.
Well, and I also guess that whatever they say, whatever is okay. Let me leave it on air. But outside the studio, Mr. Salami, I hope you will not use anything against me outside the studio.
I will use everything I have.
All right, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. That's our package on the show this morning. Let's make it a date tomorrow, 7 a.m., bright and early. My name is Lawrence Sumoiti. Enjoy the rest of your day.